Greetings! Welcome to another video. This time we're going to be handling the map called Skates. So this one is pretty interesting. For some reason I have a file here already, as I did some testing. Maybe wondering, Skates, that is a very easy map. Why do you have to do testing if it's so easy? Well, that is a great question, because indeed the map is not particularly difficult. As you can see, it is fairly long. It has 3 loops, and that's it. But it takes a long time before the Bloons get to the finish line, let's say. But this time around, I'm gonna settle for kind of a challenging strategy. I'm gonna get to that pretty soon. So essentially, when I make these videos, I try to, at least as we are dealing with the easy videos, I think it's fun to do some like different strategies. And I do want to use the Dartling Gunner. And the thing with the Dartling Gunner is that all of the upgrade paths are extremely expensive. And that's what we are going to be doing here. We're going to be using the top path of the Dartling Gunner. The, what is it called? I don't even remember. I think it's called the Ray of Doom. Exactly, it is the Ray of Doom, and it is very, very expensive, one of the most expensive towers in the game. And in order to be able to afford it, it's going to take a little bit of saving. So it's going to be one of the more challenging runs, because we have to save up for the upgrade, which is going to be, well, quite expensive. So yeah, that is going to be the strategy of the day. I think it's great fun to add some variety to it, and this is one of the better maps for the Dartling Gun too, because you have a sort of a straight line, and you don't want to use the Dartling Gunner on a map that doesn't really have that straight line. And this is a perfect line too, because you can use it from the very end of the map to the very beginning of the map, which is, well, highly advantageous, as you would kind of expect. Oh, shoot. Am I gonna die here? Yeah, that's what happens when I'm talking too much. Let's get the laser shock. We should be able to be offline a little bit. Could have used Sawdust's ability, that would have been easier, but yeah. So I think this strategy is really unnecessary on this map, but, you know, I want to have a little bit of fun before we get to the very serious maps, when you are required to kind of follow sort of a playbook in a way. There's less room to be creative whenever you have like well, a very tough map, right? Like at the toughest maps, the placement is going to decide if you're going to make it or not, and sometimes it's a matter of centimeters. So we're not exactly there yet, and I hope you guys are enjoying these sort of unorthodox strategies too. I mean, I guess it's a bit far to call it unorthodox, but at least going for the Ray of Doom is not very common just because of the price. So first though, we need to get the laser cannon, and from there we get the plasma accelerator, and the plasma accelerator is very expensive. Oh, it's a little bit expensive, I mean. I think it's 12k. So I do know that we don't have lead popping power just yet. I think we get that. My mouse. Oh no, this happened before too. Very annoying. But yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. But now we need lead popping power. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the glue gunner. There we go. That should be getting all of them. You want to make sure that the glue gunner controls a part of, like, this part of the map as well. That's going to be quite important. It's actually going to decide whether or not this strategy is going to work, because we are unable to only use the Dartling Gunner and to save up for the money. I think we're 5k short. It's kind of crazy, but it gets too difficult in the early 80s because of super ceramics being very, very tanky. So it takes too long for the Dartling to pop those balloons, and then we get overwhelmed by the amounts of Moabs that we get in the early 80s. So we are required to bring in some more power to take care of those ceramics. And well, the best thing I could think of was the glue gunner, which I haven't used yet anyway. So I thought, well, that would be good. That would be fun. So we are going to be doing that, but just going to get the plasma accelerator up though, because with this Dartling here, okay, have a better aiming. But with Dartling, it's going to be pretty difficult to leak. But I don't necessarily recommend going for this strategy though, because as I said, it is kind of unnecessary to go for this, because the map is not difficult. So all you're doing is to make it harder for you. But you know, if you're not gonna go for it, you could go for the classic Druid or Heli Pilot or the same boring stuff, you know. But those strategies are pretty good on these maps, as we've discussed quite a few times before. Yeah. So that is about it. We're gonna be using all of the paths of the Dartling Gunner eventually. So this is the top path. This is the best level for it, I think. I think eventually the other levels do get kinda, I mean, they get harder. And I think this is a great map probably the easiest map for this top path. So that's also why I'm going for it now, just to get it out of the way. But okay, we're gonna get the plasma accelerator, which is very strong, but we will see that it's not enough eventually. And yeah, I do warn you that there is a little bit of micro, because, well, we need to micro the Dartling Gunner a little bit. It is, like, a lot of its power is, of course, you have to aim correctly. And if the balloons are moving, you will be missing if you just are gonna have it in a static angle, if you don't move it. So it is just a micro tower in general. But that doesn't make it any less annoying, and I try to avoid it as much as I can, but in the 50s and 60s and beyond, we are kind of forced to be a little bit more alert, because we are likely to get a little bit of leakers, a little bit of stragglers here and there. A few balloons that leak always happens, so there you go. And yeah, I have to say that I'm enjoying making these videos. I didn't really expect it to be this enjoyable, but I have somehow enjoyed to do these maps on chimps that I haven't done forever. I mean, I've played the maps like the boss Bloon and stuff, but I haven't been playing these on chimps since since the game was released, pretty much. Like, a lot of these maps are very, very old at this point, so it's kind of fun to go back. There we go. There isn't too much to do, as we are trying to save up for the 81k, but as you are about to see later on, it's just not going to be enough. So we have to rely on the good old glue gunner to help us out. Soda for now is going to do quite a bit of damage, but as I said, it's not going to be good enough as we get more stuff happening on. Almost said on the board here, but we're not playing chess or anything. But once things start to happen, more balloons come out. I do need to micro this stupid Dartling Gunner, but the micro isn't difficult or anything. You just have to move the beam so you hit the balloons. The most logical thing in the world, but you know, I like to just sit down and relax. And while everything is happening, you know, I hate micro with a passion, but that is also a little bit of, it is satisfying to pull off though, and it is a huge part of the strategy of the game naturally, but it is annoying, especially if you're following a guide or whatever, but that much is inevitable once we use this tower here. But don't worry, it's not bad micro. It's a lot worse to deal with sniper micro and mortar micro. Those two are the worst. But yeah, again, I've really enjoyed this so far. So, I mean, it seems like I will be able to keep it going for a solid amount of time. So, okay, there we go, perfect. So we'll see what happens, but so far so good. We are We're now in the second. I think after skates, we are moving on to the second. Oh shoot! Oh, one? No, I clicked it too late. I clicked it too late. That's terrible. That's pretty bad. So I don't have any purple popping power at the moment. That's something that's worth keeping in mind. Yeah, I'm really falling asleep there. So let's get the glue gunner up and running a little bit. We won't have enough money anyway, so I might as well just start upgrading it a little bit so I can take care of these annoying leaker. So I have to micro a little bit less. Might as well go for the Bloon liquefier. That's the upgrade that we are going to be getting. So here we go. Perfect. And yeah, we've spent like a good 10k now on the glue gunner, but it doesn't. If we had 41k, you will see that it's not enough, and we need the glue gunner to help us out. But now I'm unable to show why we need it, but there isn't too much to show anyway. Just that you get overwhelmed by the amount of balloons. The purple thing was a bit annoying. I should have pointed that out as well. That is also kind of a weakness, but you don't expect Soda not to hit the purples, but if you're unlucky, that can happen, I guess. But alright, round 67. How's it looking? Pretty good. This commentary is not anything amazing, but that's also because I sort of made this video already, but I had to redo everything, so that's always frustrating. Never like to do that, but it is what it is. And yeah, here we are. Just waiting for the action to happen. Because nothing has happened yet. I mean, except for the purple incident, nothing too crazy has happened. And I would have gotten it too if I had pressed the one key a little bit quicker, but I just didn't react in time at all. Terrible reaction. Terrible reaction. Reactioning. But alright. And the 70s are also gonna be easy. Well, now we have the Darkling Gunner, but even without it, it's easy. You can always start getting a little bit of Alchemist action if you need it, but don't think it's necessary. I will be getting a village as well, actually, just so we get more faster popping power. So there we go. Gonna be getting a little bit of more attack speed as well. Very useful for both Sod and the glue gunner. It's gonna pop like a little bit of, maybe an extra layer or two, which is quite huge, of course. So we got that. More range pierce as well. That is kind of tempting. I will go for that too. That should be good enough for the Darkling. Now we should be perfectly prepared for what's happening next. Round 77, we are missing a decent amount, but we will get that money by round 84, if I'm not mistaken. I think we get it at the end of round 84, so we gotta deal with the 80s, but with the glue gunner, it's not gonna be a problem. Round 76, not an issue either. Obviously, one of the things that are very useful is the fact that you leave these glue splats on the ground, so that glues the next balloon. That's extremely useful. And all we need, like, our weakness, that's it. Like, it is just super ceramics as they get very, very powerful later on. As you can see, none of these other brushes are any concern whatsoever. So, alright, so we need 20 more thousand. And once you get that Ray of Doom, it's completely over. Like, completely. It's... We got the middle path too, so camo is not an issue. And it pops every single balloon, as you would kind of expect. I think it pops purples as well. If it doesn't pop purples, then we will figure that out pretty soon. But it's too strong not to. Like, it is just pops everything. That's kind of the whole point of the upgrade too. Like, it is total annihilation of everything. Right, so I'm gonna unlock it now because we need to start popping some balloons and some blimps, I should say, actually. So we need to focus on all of the Moabs, very important, so we get them down to balloons. So the glue gunner and Sada can pop everything. So as you can see, we're dealing with quite a few Moabs here, but not even close, just because of the glue gunner. And one of the reasons, again, is that the glue gunner can attack not once, but twice. That is kind of a key point, that it can attack 2 times in a row. That means you never have to worry about, like, okay, they return, but they're still glued, which just makes everything way easier, as the balloons will just pop, just like that. So 81 and 82, 2 difficult rounds, easy without any problems, thanks to the extra money we pulled, or we spent, on the glue gunner and the village. So here's 83, and my prediction with 84 is gonna come true, I'm pretty sure. There we go. There are a lot of balloons, but not a problem. We can also use Sawdust abilities, and now we have enough. But let's just use Sawdust ability, and there we go. Ray of Doom, and now we can go back to locking it down. That was terrible aiming. Where should I aim it? Lock. There we go. Okay. What is this aim though? What the hell? It's so terrible. All the way up there. I guess that's better. That doesn't really matter, but yeah. Now you will see that it's just totally GG. Now you can buff it even more if you want. Go for a Berserker Brew. Why not? Make it even stronger. Nothing is gonna remotely get through. Just total obliteration. Let's take a look at our DDTs here. They're not even entering the screen. We can't even see them. That's how easy it is once you get the Ray of Doom. It's just completely game over for the Bloons. And that's pretty much the challenge completed. So it didn't take too much more to do it. You just have to realize that you need some backup power for the Super Ceramics, and there you go. That was round 93. It's just so incredible to see all of these rounds that are normally kind of difficult get obliterated in an instant. It is beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful to watch. Now I can also go for the Bloon Solver too, because why not? Why not? But nothing is gonna enter anyway. There you go. Okay, something entered, but not for long. And yeah, round 96. It's not even gonna. Not even seeing the COMGs. They're not here. Everything is just instantly popped. Okay, there they are, but. Oh man, this is perfect. Let's see. Fortified COMG, instantly destroyed. Instantly. Hilarious. Round 98, hardest round of CHIMPS. Completely demolished. So yeah, the Ray of Doom is insanely strong, but that's what you expect when you purchase something that is that expensive, but still it's worth to point it out. There's the bad, that didn't last long, and there you go. That is the end, and we got 1.5 million there. So the Glue Gunner got 277,000, Slaughter got a little bit less, so that's neat. Pretty fun challenge. Messed up with that purple there, that annoys me a little bit, but very fun nonetheless. And yeah, the Ray of Doom is good, what can I say? And that's about it. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.